Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Tim Braden, Second Legacy. You are amazing, and thank you so much for tuning in. So we've got a development, people. We've got a new VP candidate underneath the current VP, Kamala Harris. What we're about to dive into is a whole lot of socialism, because she chose someone more socialist than her. So much for the moderate ticket, and there's some gun control talk to boot. We are going to hit everything. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and I have a feeling the sarcasm and humor is going to be deployed right now. Of which we are known for, Tim. Oh, Harris. She made a choice. She did a thing, Tim.
Yep. So this is ironic. It's not ironic. This is so typical. You know, Harris is the furthest left senator in American history.
Right. Yeah.
Left of Bernie Sanders, left of Karl Marx. This woman is a lunatic. And of course, they're trying to erase that history. Right, that there's not a single policy statement on her website that talks about the actual issues. All she has is fear mongering and stuff going on right now, and hiding in the Joe Biden basement because they won't let her out into an unscripted environment where she can continue to make her word salads and giggle like an idiot and everything else she does that kept her hidden from sight for so many years as VP. And so it only makes sense that somebody that far left on the political spectrum would pick a fellow Marxist. I mean,
it does. It checks out. It does check out.
Dude, 20 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, they wouldn't even make it to the stage. They'd be booed off stage for being communists.
No, you're correct.
And
you're
the
absolutely
DNC
correct.
They're just full on hugging Hamas. They're now terrorist sympathizers. They're now Marxist lovers. I mean, there was the far left that even authored a paper talking about how Osama bin Laden was right. I mean, these people have lost their collective minds.
Osama
and this is
bin
what's running
Laden
for president of the United States. What's that?
Osama bin Laden. Good.
Yeah, I got so wound up there, I got tongue tied.
And I get it. You were okay. Wow, I almost got in trouble there. By the way, just letting you know there was a fair.
I know where you were going with that.
Well, you said communist Chinese.
Yep. I knew it.
Anyway, you did know it.
Calling Swalwell.
Yeah, Swalwell's here.
Fang's over here.
Oh my God, dude, this is crazy town. So we're going to walk you through the choice, Tim Walz. This is the governor of Minnesota. Guys, this is in all seriousness, if you're going to talk about where this person sits on gun rights and gun control, far left gun control. We're talking full on every single checklist, common sense safety. We've got a few things we're going to run through for you right now. But before we do that, Tim, and show some of the people some of the things, I want to talk about what Kamala Harris could have just done. Because the top contender for this was Josh Shapiro.
Oh, but there's a big problem there, Brady.
There is a problem, and it is a genetic one. It is a genetic issue. Because if you had just, literally, you take everything else out of the equation, and you look at this through a political analysis lens, she has to take Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Those are the three swing states she has to take. If she misses one of them, she loses. She's already lost Arizona. She's losing Georgia. Nevada's off the table. This is a situation, right? So Pennsylvania has the most electoral votes in the Electoral College. Josh Shapiro is the most popular person in the VP candidate choice of the polling in the poly market by far. He's a 60% approval rating. He's a moderate. He's articulate, and he's clean. So you don't choose him, and you go for Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who's in a safe blue state, who brings no electoral benefit at all.
Right.
That's weird. I wonder what the motivation there was.
A long history of making very stupid public statements.
Maybe she wanted to surround herself with something that made her comfortable.
This is a guy that was supportive of the violent riots in 2020 and 2021.
Yep.
This is a guy that's all for defunding the police. This is a guy that's all for freeing violent criminals, just like Harris. This is a guy that literally wants to put Americans in danger for political purposes and political gain. This guy is a bad lunatic.
Choice. This is a bad choice if you're on the left. If you were on the Democrat side hoping that you would save democracy and you would get a moderate in there.
No.
Yeah, nope. They just literally made their take. She had the opportunity to take a candidate who would neuter or at least cancel out some of her extremism. And they could have had she's extreme, but he's moderate. He'll temper her a little bit. But no, she goes farther left, and now they're an extremist ticket. Politically, this is malpractice. This is So bad.
Fun. But they have a big war chest. They're going to continue to, whitewash history as best they can, erase any wrongdoing.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there taking away she wasn't really the border czar. We may have said that back 2 years ago, but we were wrong.
Yeah,
we're fixing that now. We're not going to put any policy statements on the website. We're going to make sure that she never is seen out in public without a teleprompter, because we know she can say stupid things. They are manufacturing a candidacy here. Keep in mind, this woman was the most unpopular vice president in American history, political history.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats were talking about getting rid of her. They weren't even talking about her when Biden was being forced from office. They weren't even talking about her. They were
intentionally not talking about it. They were intentionally saying, like, who do we have? And they were like, Harris is right here. And they're like, yeah, so who do we have?
We got Michelle. And Harris is like, hey.
Hey, I'm over here. Yeah. No, we know.
Diagram, folks.
Believe me, we knew where you were the whole time.
Yeah. And then Biden, after they screw him out of his candidacy, they force him from power. Then he gets vindictive and endorses her, which really upset Obama and the powers that be in the Democrat Party behind the scenes. And that forced them into having to go with her. And Biden knew that. That was his farewell, sticking it to the man for backstabbing him. Yeah. And now they're stuck with her. So now they're just going to manufacture a Manchurian candidate. We're just going to go ahead and manufacture the candidate we want.
Why not? Let's just erase everything, start from scratch. Yeah, you can't do that. She's that bad. But obviously this choice kind of reinforced her.
Keep in mind, folks, this is the party of diversity, equity, inclusion. Unless you're a Jew. Then there's no inclusion for you. Okay?
Unless you're Josh Shapiro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And your name is Shapiro. Because then you would lose the Michigan vote.
Well, what undid him was the fact he served in the IDF. Like, can't get rid. No, yeah, can't have that.
Can't do that. Yeah. Can't do that. Yeah, Okay, I'm gonna do this as tactfully as I can, Tim. I hope this works out. If you were in the Democratic Party, right? Let's say you were a Jewish American, and you were like that. The voting bloc is typically voting Democrat. Not everybody. I know people are different, but generically, moderately accepted by national politics, the Jewish American vote goes to the Democratic Party. That is just traditional, right? So how would you feel if the only reason that the ideal candidate to make your side win better, the only reason he wasn't chosen is because he shares a genetic profile with you? Why are you in that party?
Dude, it makes no sense. It's like Brian Krassenstein. He was out there talking about Josh Shapiro is the best pick. We got to support him. Look at this family man playing basketball. And I said, dude, what is wrong with you? You got to know by now that they're not going to pick a Jew. It's the party of Hamas. They don't want to lose the Hamas vote.
And by the way, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. That's incorrect. We're making fun of it because it's wrong. Yeah. It's so stupid.
Well,
it's wrong.
Obvious, but yeah.
I'm going to say it for the YouTube moderators.
Right? What are you doing? And I told him, like, what are you doing in the party of Hamas, dude? And then he flips after they push him aside because of his Jewish lineage. He's like, oh, look, it's Tim Walz. They're just idiots.
It's so messed up. Well, check this out. We got a few things we got to run through. We got a couple of videos, but that's kind of our intro and immediate analysis. This broke about an hour ago. So this is number one. This is what's happening. Harris has personally informed Walz he is on her VP pick, source says. Okay, all right, well, that makes sense. She informed him via video call. I don't care. It's interesting how there was no coverage on how Trump told JD Vance. It was, whatever. She was wearing something purple. She had just had an English muffin. All the nooks and crannies were covered with butter.
She, her.
Like, it just makes
I'm
no
wearing
sense.
a blue dress.
She logged into the Zoom call at 8:01 p.m. I mean, like, because the VP candidate doesn't like to be late. It's the stupidest. Anyway, let's continue. This was fascinating. This is on CNN. This is number 2. It just broke. Polling conducted by Harris campaign did not show significant national movement with any VP finalist. Then what's the point of...
So just pick the other Marxist.
just picks the other one. It doesn't matter. It's more fun that way. As VP President Kamala Harris entered the final stretch of deliberating over her vice presidential running pick, the Harris campaign was armed with research, vetting materials, and polling on the finalists. Data that would all help inform the vice president's political decision of a lifetime. God, dude, oh my God. None of the three finalists, Shapiro, Walz, and Kelly, were shown in the polling data as moving the Harris-Trump national matchup beyond the margins. Okay, this shows you how politically inept they are. You had three candidates, Tim. You had Kelly, Arizona, Shapiro, Pennsylvania, and Walz, Minnesota. None of them are moving the national general electorate popular vote. General electorate popular vote. So you choose the one guy that does not have a swing state appeal?
Yeah.
God, dude. You realize you win with the Electoral College, right?
They just figured they can win this thing no matter what they do. I mean, they could run a pet rock, and with the amount of money they're spending in manufacturing a candidate, they just figured they can win. That, you got the ballot stuffing and all that other stuff that they're known for.
You mean the turkey?
Allegedly.
The turkey again?
Yeah.
The turkey again? Yeah. Your pet turkey named Ballot.
The turkey stuffing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
well, listen to this. Let me
been
wrap
predicted
this.
that the Democrats are going to get about 502,000 votes this election cycle in a nation of 330 million people. It's pretty impressive.
502,000 or 502 million?
Million. I'm sorry. Million. Yes,
yeah.
Thousand.
Because I'm pretty sure they're going to get 502,000.
Yeah, they might actually get that.
So listen
million.
to this. This is so political malpractice. Listen to this. Both Shapiro and Kelly were shown to improve the Democratic ticket's chances against Trump in Pennsylvania and Arizona, respectively. But those improvements were only in the margins. Taking off my I like guns hat for a second. Politically, Arizona was decided by like 40,000 votes. Pennsylvania decided by 100,000 votes. Those margins they're talking about, that's where you win the Electoral College states, you dunces.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to a crazy world where things somewhat made sense. I don't know why this is funny to me, but Chris Cillizza, who is not a righty, said this is a weird choice.
Yeah. Keep in mind, folks, this is Davey Hogg's choice, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I forgot to tell him. Yeah. He's such an amazing. He is on cloud 9 right now. He even coined a new term, the Walz Mentum. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Well, let's hear about. I got number 4 here as we conclude these clips here. So this is from Colin Rugg. I like this source on Twitter, and then we'll play the clip. Breaking: Kamala Harris has selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her VP pick, 2024. Walz blindsided the competition and rose in popularity last week when one of his interviews went viral. Walz is seen as a safer pick for the Harris campaign compared to Shapiro, a Jewish man.
Yeah.
That kind of reinforces what we were saying.
There's the real story in the last sentence, folks.
And there it is. That's awkward.
He's blindsided everybody by not being a Jew.
Because he's a run-of-the-mill white guy. Who doesn't love run-of-the-mill white guys?
Oh, yeah, it was
Good
God. It was that interview nobody saw that elevated him. Not the fact he's not a Jew.
But we've got it, Tim. And wait till we show you what's in the video. Dr. Slides, now would be the premium time to play that clip.
But we can get out there, reach out, make the case. And for one thing, don't ever shy away from our progressive values. One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness.
Minnesota be a sanctuary state.
If the definition of that is that the federal government enforces immigration law and local law enforcement enforces local law, then yes.
Should cities be allowed to be sanctuary cities?
Yes, local control.
All right.
Number 2, it seems like elected officials are always surrounded by lots of people, staff, other lawmakers. What is the last thing that you did truly out in the public, truly by yourself?
I went to Menards and bought an air filter for my furnace.
He's so relatable, Tim. He's so relatable.
Are you sure you didn't cook a cheeseburger on the grill with uncooked meat with a slice of
With
cheese on top?
uncooked meat and cheese? Yeah.
I'm just like you, fellow Menard shoppers.
Fellow humans.
I bought an air filter.
Everyone loves socialism.
Yeah, he just comes right out and says
dude.
it. I mean,
God
socialism
almighty.
is one person's socialism is another person's next door neighborly actions. Okay. I mean,
so let me break this down politically for you guys. Kamala Harris vulnerable points: the border, gun control, extremism, immigration. Her VP pick: sanctuary cities, gun control, and what was the other one that was right there? Oh, and socialism.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, she didn't even counter the concerned areas she had. She doubled down on them.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's political malpractice, Tim.
And the lemmings on social media are just like, oh my gosh, this is so great. It's just like Harris when she was on the outs and nobody was talking about her, and they're just like looking right past her, trying to pick Newsom and anybody else to replace Biden in the candidacy. Dude. And then all of a sudden, nope, she's it, folks. We got no choice. We need the delegates. It's too late in the cycle. We need that money. And it's like, oh, Harris, oh my gosh, she's so great.
Oh my dude, this is
such
insane.
morons.
I mean, like, the more that I look at this, the more this is the worst possible choice she could have made in the final three she had. By far, not even close. The worst possible choice, which is great for anybody who doesn't want cackles.
Yeah.
But dude, like, politically, there's not a reason you do this other than the fact that you just have to avoid a Jewish American. That's the only reason you would do this. Yeah. It's so twisted. It's so twisted. But we've got more, Tim. We do. We talk about the gun control pieces of Tim Walz. This is number 5.
And I want to be very clear. I'm not speaking about the people at his rallies. Those are my relatives. Those are folks that are there. And look, he would be entertaining.
Because that's what Republicans are saying. They're saying, oh, you're calling Trump and all his supporters here.
That is exactly the last thing I'm saying. I'm saying these are folks, like I said, these are my neighbors. They're there. These are good people. They're going there because, yeah, they're disenfranchised. Not why J.D. Vance thinks. He gets that all wrong. I grew up in a town of 400 and graduated with 24 classmates, 12 cousins. I know these people. This isn't what this is about. I'm talking about those people there that we need to make the case to them. These are people that Democrats, they felt like Democrats have spoken down to them, that we've not gotten and reached where they're at, that they're trying to be who they are. That's what J.D. Vance's stick is, talking about guns. I guarantee you he can't shoot pheasants like I can. And that's a part of saying, but you know what? I guarantee I don't want weapons of war in classrooms, and there's no reason that you can't have reasonable restrictions around that without infringing on your Second Amendment.
There it is.
There he goes.
Reasonable restrictions. Tim,
I'm a fellow gun owner, but I want to take your guns away.
But it's reasonable. It's reasonable.
No
Tim.
wonder Davey Hogg likes him so much. Hello, fellow gun people. I'm out on the range today with my shotgun.
Fellow pheasant hunters.
Turn your guns in.
I'm going to do, at the same time, I'm going to say I'm going to take your rights. I'm also going to do a weird gun flex about pheasants.
Yeah. I just want to take your weapons of war away from you because I can shoot pheasant better than J.D. Vance can.
And by the way, Tim, I mean, no one wants ARs in classrooms. Yeah, I know. Neither do we. Like, who said we did?
Literally,
like, when was that a thing?
Yeah.
That's not even remotely close to a thing. In fact, we want to put more guns in schools to shoot the people who would do that to schools. I mean, like, we have a pretty straightforward solution.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord. But I can shoot pheasant better than J.D. Vance can.
Yeah.
3 months of this.
So tournament, folks.
I'll be drinking again.
Yeah.
3 months of this, dude.
Oh, dude, it's only going to get better because this guy has a long history of stupid comments.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is a bad decision.
This truly was a gift to the Republican Party. If the Republicans can actually run a campaign, because they generally can't. But
Trump's going to have fun with us when you know it.
But he's
have
not
you seen the new
best
VP
speaker
pick
in the world? And there's so many opportunities here, but he always misses them. Like in every debate, there's just so many things he can use in his defense to really highlight the insanity of his opponent. But Trump never.
Oh, are you talking about Trump?
Yeah, he just doesn't. He just doesn't. He doesn't really. He has funny names for his opponents and things like that, but there's just so many opportunities to watch debates where he could really have a gotcha moment, and he just doesn't. I think it's probably because he just doesn't prepare for debates. I mean, we know
you got Kamala Crash and Wacky Walz. I'm calling it now. Wacky Walz, man, that's the one.
You think that's what he's gonna call him? Yeah, he's got funny pet names for people. That's for sure.
He does, but I mean, literally, can you imagine how this is gonna go? So they picked a new VP pick. Did you hear about it? I'm not sure you did. Yeah, they said, oh, he's gonna get Shapiro. Oh, Pennsylvania. Trump, are you worried? I'm not worried anymore because they went Minnesota. That was dumb. It was real dumb. Now we're going to take it all. Making America great again because Wacky Walz. I mean, dude, it's never going to end. Oh, my God. Oh, Kamala, she's making a dumb one again, people. Oh, man. Hey, you want to throw number 7 up? This is the one that you like this. You sent me this one with the little M16.
Oh, yeah. Number 7. So throw that up for us here, Doc. So this is from a poster on X that made this post that, unlike Trump, Walz actually served his country and didn't fake an injury. And they're talking about Trump not serving in Vietnam. Well, guess who didn't serve in the global war on terror? It would be this guy, because there's an article now going around, and we'll put a link in the video description below so you can read it. But in essence, it first came to my attention when one of my viewers on X said, I was in his guard unit when he was our acting sergeant major, and he bailed on us when we got deployment orders. he ran from deployment. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. That's true. And then there's an actual article talking about it from another soldier that served with him, talking about how he ran from deployment. And so they're going to try to say that,
make sure you got a copy
he's
of
a
that,
military
right?
veteran. He didn't run from service like Trump did. Well, if your allegation is Trump ran from the Vietnam War, Walz ran from the global war on terror. At least
so
that's what's being alleged.
You're going to need to get screenshots of that one. I have a funny feeling that one might not be around long.
yeah, that article may disappear, but we'll put a link to it. As a matter of fact, if you throw up a number, I think it's number 6, Doc.
Yes,
you can see the Democratic Coalition on X talking about what a great veteran he is, and then that's me linking to the actual article where a command sergeant major corroborates the story that Walz dropped.
We bring receipts.
Deployment. Yeah. So
we bring receipts on these streets.
We bring receipts. So the Democrats, you would think that in the vetting process they would have known this. And so they would probably dance around that issue, like not make it a campaign.
But that's the point,
slogan.
man.
But they're doing it, and they're like, "Hey, dummy! It took me all 10 seconds to find out what he did."
But that's the point, though. And like to wrap this up, that you just set the perfect summation up for this video. They had everything they wanted in Josh Shapiro.
Yeah.
And because he was a Jewish American that had ties to the IDF when he was 20, they went with this guy, and they do not care about dodging the deployment. They don't care about the socialist clips. They don't care about the immigration, the sanctuary cities. They don't care about any of that because that's not as bad as Josh Shapiro being Jewish.
I know.
Holy God.
The party of DEI.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
But the Jews. It's like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Jewish Americans, people, like, what are you doing?
It's pretty funny.
Oh my God.
But hey, just remember, Braden, the party of the KKK, there was a big party flip when all the racist Democrats ran to the Republican Party in the 1970s. Don't you remember that?
Oh, no, I don't.
Fact check, false.
That's weird. That's weird.
Didn't happen.
Yeah,
they're still
what was
there.
that guy's name? What was that guy's name in Alabama? He was a governor. It rhymes with Schmallis, who later ran for president, who was an open segregationist who deployed the National Guard on African-American students in college
and Republicans marching with those African-American students trying to get
and
into
Republicans
schools.
were like, hey, you can't do that. And then it's weird how memories and stuff, because I'm like, 38 and I remember that.
Yeah, but there was a big party switch, Braden. I mean, we can't document it. There's absolutely no proof of it, but trust me when I say it happened. And now all the racists in the Republican Party.
Tim, it's not like, be realistic. It's not like Abraham Lincoln was a Republican and he set the slaves free.
Right.
So, just oh, wait.
There was really a Democrat behind the scenes that wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. It was really a Democrat.
Yeah. Oh, that's a thing. Anyway.
Right, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot more that we're going to be able to bring you in the future as more information becomes available with Harris's VP pick. Thank you for watching Second Legacy, and we'll talk to you guys soon.